Greetings and salutations. Welcome back to Rambling K. I'm in a singing mood. I'm sorry. Let's talk about Queens. Okay, so here's what's going on. First of all, don't look at my hair. If you look at my hair, you're racist. Second of all, this is what happened. Okay, I lost my wallet, but today I found it. So I'm in a good mood. I've been walking around for like a day and a half just grumpy. Just like, girl, because where's my wallet? But I found it, so it's okay. Anyway, here's Queens. The show begins where it left off last week with... Oh, and apologies. Apologies for not being here on my own last week doing my own video. I've been going through a lot. I've been going through a lot, okay? I have been suffering. Best way I could put it, I've been suffering. I'm actually going through a lot this week as well, but I said I've got to get back to my children, my babies. You, the subscribers, the people who are clicking on the video, and tell you about Queens. So I came back. I popped back in. How y'all doing? Good to see you. Let me see. So it picked up where we dropped off last week, which is with Ron Rico Lee laying there deceased. Okay, he was, baby, if anybody asks you, my God, where I am going, when soon. Man, Ron Rico Lee was deceased. He was laying there. And what bothered me a little bit about it, my mom was like, well, there's no need to rush because he's dead. I'm like, okay, rigor mortis has not yet set in. So I would call the police. And say, police, please come and try to revive my deceased husband. Because right now he deceased, but maybe we can get him bike. She didn't try to get him bike. She called down to the coroner and was like, excuse me, hey, my husband dead. I'm supposed to call y'all, right? He dead. Y'all come pick him up. I'm like, you didn't try to do any resuscitative measures. Not a single resuscitative measure. She was like, hate to see it. Don't look. I've got a shiner. I've been going through it. Okay, so anyway, I'm so obsessed with this show. I love it so much. So she did. We see her. She goes out to the car. Well, she looks in on her children. And she's like, should I wake them up? And I'm like, no. I would not want to be awakened to find out that my father has passed away. Just let me find out in the morning. And that's pretty much what she does. She's like, let me just give them one more night, honey, because everything going wrong. So she goes out to the car and she turns on the radio and her music on again. And I'm like, what kind of special radio she got to where every time she get in the car, her song on? What kind of special radio is she done got? Because I want it. I would love to turn on the radio and just hear me giving some oohs and ahs, just out of nowhere. Just, woo, you're driving, yeah, you're in the car, it's me on your radio, do, like something, but whatever. So she hear her music, child, she runs back in the house. At some point she doing the laundry, she puts a paint bucket in the door, and we know from that moment, because we see her put this paint bucket in the door, so we like, something up with this door. We'll come back around to it at a later date. If you look at my eyebrows, you're racist. You're xenophobic, you're transphobic. Don't look at me, don't perceive me. I'm in a mood today. I'm sorry, y'all. I am sorry for the energy. What's I finna say? Okay, yeah, so she puts the paint bucket in the door and she's giving let me do these laundries or something. And she's just she's giving stoic. She's like, he did, but anyway. Like, it's very, everybody deals with trauma differently. And do excuse me, I didn't take any notes on this episode because, like I said, I've been going through it. So I am reading a synopsis off of what is it, telltaletv.com. And if I remember, I'll put the link down in the description. But who knows if I remember, honestly. Who knows? But anyway, we see her, getting ready for the funeral. Basically, the whole episode revolves around let's get this man buried. So we see she's at the house. Well, we see her offer her children some pancakes, and I'm like, they not gonna want to eat them pancakes when they find out their daddy did. So we see her sit down at the table. The oldest boy asks, "You all right?" And she's like, "I got something to tell y'all." We don't see the reaction because I assume the children aren't good enough actors to give us a dramatic "my daddy just died" moment. I still want to know where them biracial kids came from. I thought it was one, but it's two. Are they twins? Anyway, where they come from? Anyway, so girl, get this ad off. I'm trying to read. Make sure I don't miss nothing, because I remember the episode, but I don't want to miss nothing. You understand? So yeah, we see her with the pastor, and we see her trying to write a eulogy, but she's still kind of half mad at her husband. So it's like, I don't even know what to write because I'm mad at him, and he had the nerve to die while I'm mad. This is a mess. Had the nerve to die while I'm mad at him. Very disrespectful. And I agree, very disrespectful. You better live until I'm not mad no more, and then pass on. So let me see what's going on. Jill, we saw Jill wake up out the bed with the heifer. I was like, Jill, come on. The whole episode, you can ask my mama. I'm sure we'll say it on the review. I do a review with her as well. I'm sure we'll say it on that one. I was saying the whole episode that if Tina start fighting, that's Tina's business. If she just swing on everybody, that's her business. I don't remember the heifer's name, the journalist heifer, but she and Jill was in the bed, child, and she wakes up, and Jill is like, I done made one mistake. This line right here, the whole show could have been thrown in the trash because of this line. This is what happens when you get people who try to stay up with current events on TV, and then they get an actor. It would have rolled off the tongue better for somebody else, but this actress could not convey what was said. She said, "Go off, sis." It just didn't come out. It didn't come out right. Like, if you watch the episode, go back and watch her. She was like, "Go off, sis," and it just didn't come. Like, I'm doing it better faking than she did in real life, and it just didn't come together for me. That bothered me. Anyway, she gets on about her day, child. I'm talking about the heifer. And now Jill is left to try to figure out this situation with Tina. In the meantime, we see Naomi and her daughter, and they hanging out or whatever. And the daughter is over at Brianna's house. Ooh, it was gone. Actually, we saw, I'm sorry, my mini fridge makes my computer blink, and that was on my nerves. We saw, what's her name? Jesus, I'm struggling today. We saw Naomi get the phone call that Brianna's husband was deceased. So she rushes off because Eric had done came down to the hotel. I guess they're staying in a hotel. Oh yeah, they are staying in a hotel because they're in LA, and I don't know where JoJo, the daughter, lives, but Naomi lives in Nashville, so they at the hotel. Eric comes up to the hotel, knocking on the door, talking about, Is JoJo my daughter? Yes. That's what I've been saying the whole season. Like, yeah, girl, they tried to fool us with Cameron, but it ain't Cameron. It's you. It's you. It's you. It's you. I'm sorry. That song kills me, honey. Tyler Perry put his foot in that play, though. That's a good play. He knocking on the door and talking about, is JoJo my daughter? She won't answer the question. Then we find out that husband Rico Lee is deceased. And so they rush over to Brianna's house, and most of the episode is taking place in Brianna's house. So we see Naomi and JoJo. What is JoJo's name? It's just JoJo Dancer, Josephine, Joanna, Jolisha, that might be cute. I'm gonna think on that. Is Jolisha a cute name? I don't know. We'll find out later. Anyway, so JoJo and Naomi are at Brianna's house. I be wanting to say Eve every time. And they sending condolences, and Naomi, I be wanting to say Brandy every time, got her guitar, honey. And I found it very odd that at some point JoJo says, play me a song, to her mama. And at this widow's house, in the midst of finding out that this woman's husband dead, you get on the guitar and you start playing Ain't No Sunshine. Sis, that's not appropriate to play at this this lady house when her husband just died. Like, and also it's not appropriate to play to your daughter after you've been out of her life the whole time. The daughter probably done sang that and cried in her room thinking about her mama, and here you come singing Ain't No Sunshine. Like, what was the reason? Like, what is the reason? Ooh, just a vibe, I'm that guy. That song is everywhere. So yeah, I mean, it was a beautiful rendition, and Brandy sang her butt off like she always does. I was telling my mama, because we watched it together, but I was telling her, like, the extra produced vocals that they keep doing, like Brandy, when she was singing in that man yard, when she was singing Wrecking Ball in that man yard, it was so produced. When she was singing Ain't No Sunshine in that lady living room, it was so produced. And I just want to hear a raw vocal, because Brandy can sing raw. Let her sing raw, or at least give a semblance of a raw vocal. Like, it's just overproduced for me, and it's just like, girl, I know y'all want it ready to go, soundtrack ready, so as soon as the episode is over, or right before the episode, we can listen and enjoy. But girl, I hate to see it. Hate to see it. If you look at my skin, racism. In the meantime, Butter Pecan, child, Butter is, because the mistress won't stop calling. I don't remember the mistress name. Ooh, girl, my voice. I don't remember the mistress name, but she won't stop calling. And I told my mama. Y'all gonna hear a lot of I told my mama. I told my mama she calling because she pregnant. Like, there would be no other reason for her to continuously call like this all hours of the day and night. All hours of the day and night. But anyway, so Butter go on over to the mistress' house. I'm like, hey, you get her address? Why is you at her house? She go over to the mistress' house and says, can you stop calling this man? He dead. And now she crying. She like, why would you tell me that? She's like, because you deserve to know. And it's like, everybody bringing their own issues into Brianna's dead husband's situation. It was just a lot. So now the girl crying, and Butter done had to go and give her a hug and say, cry right now, but you be strong. And the woman said, now where's the funeral? And Butter's like, I ain't giving you that information. Now I done gave you that the man dead. That's all you need to know. You don't need to hear nothing about the funeral. Don't come to the funeral. What the hell for do? Came to the funeral. We'll get there in a minute. In the meantime, we see Jill, like I said, she's wrestling with flesh and blood, because she in this dedicated relationship, but now she done cheated, and it's just like, girl, it's only been like a week and a half, and you already cheating on her. Very rude. I mean, they've been going together longer, but they've been out like a week and a half, and you cheating? That's disrespectful. Anyway, so Jill is like, every time Tina touch her, she like, I can't. No, not tonight. Not on the first night, as Monica said. So she goes down to the confessional down at the church while they get ready for the funeral. And she sitting in the confessional. She's like, forgive me, Father. I have done sin, child. I done cheated on my girlfriend. And, Father take a long time to answer. And I'm like, is it Tina in there? Is Tina Father? But it wasn't Tina. It was Father. And Father starts fangirling. He rapping her lyrics. And he like, you are an inspiration. Because it turns out Father is gay as well. And she asked him if he happy, and he like, I don't sacrifice for Jesus, so we just hope I make it to him. And I was like, you did not help her with her situation. Father, you were supposed to help her. You did not help her. So long story short, honey, Jill eventually tells Tina that she had done slept with somebody. I got to be honest with you. Me and my mama got to talking, child, and I don't remember what Tina said, but she kissed her on the cheek, so I guess everything fine. But Jill was asking Tina early in the episode, like, let's move in together. Your place or mine, da-da-da-da-da. Well, Tina was asking your place or mine, or should we get our own place and yada yada. And I was like, child, this is a lot. But that's lesbians, honey. They fall in love in 2 days and be married on the 4th day. So, and then they was living together on the 3rd day. But Jill is worried because she cheated on her husband. Now she cheating on her girlfriend. She thinks she might have an issue. JoJo and Eric get locked in that room. You remember the room I was telling you about where Brianna had to put that paint bucket in there. We find out that the door locked. So now JoJo and Eric in the room. He done got her a beer. The beer is nasty, and they bonding and commiserating, but Eric ain't telling her that he her daddy. So they in there, and what's her name, God? No, Naomi walks in there after a while, and she's like, what's going on in here? I'm like, girl, settle down. They did look suspicious, though, because JoJo hid that beer swiftly and professionally. And it's just very much like, I don't feel like telling her right now. And Eric is like, okay, I'm going to respect your choice, but I think she needs to know who her daddy is, blah, blah, blah. Now, all this episode, I'm trying to figure out, why didn't you put these pieces together? Because on the first episode, when they was talking, he was like, you had a baby by someone else. And I'm like, no, she had a baby by you. And why can't you do your math? Why you can't do your math and figure out that's your baby? I'm confused. But anyway, back at the funeral, we saw so much of Ron Rico Lee's deceased body. I have never seen so much of a corpse in my life. And I watch crime television shows. I be watching CSI and UPS and USPS and Child FedEx. I be watching all them shows. And you see a dead body for a second, then you go on back to episode. We kept seeing Ron Rico Lee's corpse just laid over. Just laid over. I was like, my God, today. He had an open casket. He laying in there. I'm like, child, this a lot. This is a lot. And what I don't remember, did he have his hat on in the casket? Because he kept wearing that hat. And I'm like, oh, well, they must have cut the whole top of his head off or something in the surgery. But it looked like in my mind's eye, he didn't have that hat on. So why? Whatever. Maybe they covered it up with cadaver makeup, child, or something. I don't know. But anyway, so we at the funeral, and Brianna still don't know what she gonna say, child. So the heifer, the mistress comes in. Who is it? Where is my phone? How's it? It's vibrating over here. This is so ghetto. Anyway, I got a text message that was ghetto, obviously. But yeah, the heifer, the mistress, comes into the fume immediately. Immediately, Brianna, she gets that heavy walk like Della Reese did when she was mad in Harlem Nights. She tackles that woman, tackle her down to the ground. So now we back in the pastor's office, child, and it's the nasty bees. They all together in the office trying to talk to Brianna. Brianna says, "I want to see her," and they bring the heifer in the room and close the door without mediation. I'm like, now if she get in there and kill that woman, that's on y'all, because y'all didn't sit in there with her. But anyway, she talks to the woman and asks, do you love him? What you love about him? Yada yada. And I guess she gets inspiration for her speech, for her eulogy. In the meantime, she gets up there, she does the eulogy, and everybody has a wonderful time at the funeral, I guess. I don't know. And they get ready to do the viewing. And I got to scratch my neck on this one, because the wife is up there viewing the body, and the mistress comes and stands beside her and starts viewing the body as well. And the body just laying there. Like I told you, we just won't stop seeing Rodrigo Lee deceased. What is his character's name? It really don't even matter. He dead now. But the mistress comes up there and she viewing the body as well. And I'm like, okay, now we done run out. We have done too much. But now the mistress throws up on the body. Jail. Immediate jail. Immediate jail. There's absolutely no reason for that. Jail! Are you serious? You couldn't throw up off to the side. You had to throw up on his deceased body. Terrible. And so, of course, she pregnant. Eve is like, "Are you pregnant?" Girl, yes, she's pregnant. Like, we could tell that from all the phone calls. And that pretty much was the episode. I hope I didn't forget anything. I tried to talk about everything, child. This interview, this is not an interview. This review on Telltale TV was not as in-depth as the New York Times, but I'm not paying for the New York Times, honey. So I had to go over here and make sure I ain't missed nothing. Now it says one major drawback is the lack of story for Valeria. I see merit in Valeria. I think throughout the show she's going to I really feel like she's gonna have had that baby, because remember last week Eric said that she was gonna be a wonderful mother or something like that. I think she secretly had that baby, and that baby somewhere, and she's been taking care of that baby, at least financially, all these years, and we're gonna find that out, but we'll see later. Anyway, I think that was the episode. If I missed anything, drop down in the comments. Let a sister know. And yeah, I'll call y'all back next week for the next episode. Like, comment, subscribe, and all the things the YouTubers say, and I will call you back. Peace.